Hello, welcome to AgostoAllElite Podcast on this week from the Sunday morning. Let's get to it. Okay. Actually, it's Saturday afternoon. I'm going to go with morning because I'm a little early days. So, I woke up late, so it's probably Sunday morning. So, okay, let's start with Dynamite. Okay, let's get to Dynamite. Dynamite. Let me get to it. Okay, let me get to it. So it's not that hard. Okay. Yep. Alright, here it is. Okay. Sorry, it's a little musty. The Canadian Loop continues with Owen Hart Foundation tournament and buying the eliminator tag. Forging ahead, we got the eliminator tag match. Aaron Cole and Jeff versus Big Bill and Brian Cage. Swerve versus Nick Wayne. Jericho versus Commander. Brian Limited Tag Team Qualifier. Darby Allin. Cassie versus Jericho Priestess Society. Her Foundation's Women's Tournament. Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue. So it's match cards. So let's get to it. The commentary is Taz, Excalibur, and Siobhan. And they're live from Canada. Okay. Alright. Match 1, Jericho versus Commander with Alex Abrahams. Jericho bullies Commander to start, pushing him back into a corner, chopping up the mat. Up and it goes over. Commander retires with Jericho and running for him in a corner. Double jump, flipping Hurricane by Eric Carrano by Commander. Course going to turn out to the floor. Commander looks forward inside. Jericho counters with a big elbow to the face. 2 count buster by Jericho. Gets a 2 count. Commander flips out of backdrop. Catch Jericho with a wheel kick to the face. Jericho hip toss over the top rope and to the floor. Rolling him over to the guardrail on the right side of the ring. So yeah, At the commercial, Superplex by Jericho gets 2 count. Commander looks for a Hurricane. Jericho catches into 2 powerbombs back to back, 2 count. Jericho misses the line salt. Commander wraps him out. Commander Carrado for 2. Springboard arm drag by Commander. The Seabill gets a 2 count. Commander runs in a big lariat for a 2 count. Both men are at top rope now, but Jericho drops it after a headbutt. Rope walk, so sharp press gets 2 count. Jericho looks for a double jump, try to kick, but misses. Commander walks the ropes for first side of the ring. That's a twisting punch for the top for 2. Via splashes by Commander gets a long 2 count. Commander comes over top again. Jericho is there with an anti-air com breaker. Jericho misses the juice effect. He a bunch of super kicks, double jump dragging around him by Commander, but Jericho holds the locks. The Lion Tamer Commander taps. Chris Jericho wins. My thoughts, Jericho continues to give the younger guys nearly everything. But to me, they win for Jericho in the end. Those the whole shit spots, that's your thing. But Lion Tamer and the guy like Commander looks so good. Then after the match, we have Don Callis. He shows some footage of himself with Jericho and the mentor Bad News Allen, a.k.a. Bad News Bear, as thrill seekers from 1995. Bad News told him to stick together, and Jericho's thinking about it. Jericho Boy try to find a murder Jack Perry in the back, but Perry escapes. Renee Paquette is in the back with Don Callis. Callis said Jericho's an athlete, but tonight he's going to make an announcement on who's a fifth member of the Blackpool Combat Club for Blood and Guts. Then you have Karen Cole, team bonding video tier. Guys at the bar, and MJF's upset that Cole's are wearing their shirt. MJF sees a few women, but Cole really cares about Britt Baker. MJF thinks Cole's brave, but 4 more but daddy. Amazingly, Cole is drunk by this point. Said he'll wear the t-shirt. They agree what Cole wants to do next. MJF agrees. MJF said he doesn't want to play video games like some weeboo version there, but it does anyway. Both guys can wind up, have a ton of fun. MJF said video games are kind of fun when you have someone to play with, because he had never had a lot of friends. Cole said he had an intention to turn on MJF, but he's actually a pretty good guy. MJF said he was going to do the same thing. Both guys agreed they liked each other, one-on-one tag titles. So it's leading to something. So there's more to this. We go to match 2, the blind tag team eliminator, Cassidy, Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin. Guevara mocks Cassidy but gets iron drag for his trouble, so Garcia blasts him behind. Darby now shotgun drop kick to Garcia. Darby and Guevara gets down to business after a handshake. Darby hits the ropes, catches Garcia with a suicide drop, but gets rolled up by Guevara for the 2. Cassidy tries to do a shot dive. Garcia but gets caught, dropped. Sternum first on the guardrail, delay vertical split. Guevara gets 2. Garcia gets the tag, flicks the tag on the knee of Darby with a Boston Crab. Cassidy gets the hot tag, comes out the top with a giant crossbody on Garcia for 2. With the satellite DDT by Cassidy, countered by Michigori Drive Racing. Cassidy gets a 2. Orange punch is blocked by scissors, takedown right into a Dragon Team by Garcia. Cassidy is in the ropes, but Darby gets in the ring. Garcia drills him. Stunt down millionaire to Garcia and over the top. Stunner by Darby. Side. DT by Cassidy gets a 2. Guevara breaks it up. Flying knee strike to Darby. By reach break by Cassidy gets a 2. Garcia is the legal man. Legal man, he and Cassidy exchange about 1,000 impressions, combinations, and connect with a Darby Allin. Shutter everyone's down. Darby and Guevara illegal, but they head ropes. You're rang up by Garcia, the Cassidy on the rope. Brand Laney by Garcia Guevara, but Mr. Judy Star Press. Garcia looks in the Dragon Team on the outside, but Nana shows up ahead. The skateboard to use on Cassidy, and the referee intervenes where Strickland hits a stomp on the back of Darby's head. He's back as the Guevara wakes up, hits the GTH for the pin. Winner, Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And my thoughts, all 4 guys are familiar with each other. They could have this match in their sleep, but this was a heck of a lot of fun. The Garcia Guevara storyline of the night undertone. So we go to Adam Cole with Renee. We clear on the phone with Britt. Roderick Strong shows up, wonders if Cole Raiders hard to light MJF. Cole says he's actually not a bad guy. He gets a tough MJF reads. So saw Brian Cage walk by. I think I had the flu. Yeah. MJF, we go to the 3rd match. Brian eliminator tag. Brian Cage, Big Bill versus MJF. Adam Cole. They're really into it. Side fans handling up their sign tremendous. Cole, Cage starts. Cage does push-ups, hits a double bicep. Cole does the same. Bill and MJF tag themselves in, and Bill challenges MJF to a push-up. He does. Bill boots him at the back of the head. Boots in the back of MJF to it, like back of head, and boots Cole off the apron. Bill puts the boots to MJF throughout the break, hits a couple splashes in the corner. Bill rips the shirt of MJF, waist behind that, fired up MJF, body slam by MJF, reading a chain for MJF's Cage, cuts MJF, can make the tag, barrel bump by Cage by MJF, tag Cole, pump kick by Cole, makes that 2, super kick by Cole, but Cage grabs the leg, then Cole goes to the eye, pump kick, MJF Cole for the tags, trying to double clothesline. But Cage put the brace on, and Bill levels both Cole and MJF. There are super kicks to the face of Bill. But Cage is a double clothesline of his own. Follow slam, drop by Cage to put MJF. Cole on the edge on the apron. Cole super kicks him when it allows F to hit the Sea Seeker. Cole gets a quick tag, lures a boom, and he'll do it. Better MJF and Cole. My thoughts on this match. The match was fine. The story and the crowd, everyone else made this really made this. Cole and MJF to get our money. Alright, I wish we have Cage take the pin, but that's what it is. Then we got MJF Cole taking the break, grabbing mics. MJF wants to know if there are no worshippers in the house tonight. Oh, so we're over. Do their thing. Adam Cole, baby. Cole said he never expected the team to work, but they're doing pretty much damn good. Cole didn't have expectations for the team, but does expect to win the tournament. When Cole and MJF win, they get shot at tag titles on July 29 in Connecticut. So, yeah. Jake Hager heads to the Jericho locker room, wants to know what the deal is. Jericho says Callis has made some good points, and Hager hands in his bucket hat. We go to match 4, a women's match. O&R Cup, Russo with Tony Storm and Soria vs. Sky Blue. Ape attack by Blue. A quarter both are click little apron. Ruby looks for Steel, but Blue versus headline driver. Storm sends Blue to Steel South right for referee. Both checks both. Takes advantage. Rose Blue to first. Ruby in control of the control boosts to Blue. A quarter wrap. The following post. Blue connects the ring. Became Ruby alive. We're coming on the top. I could bring the name, both women trio. Blue drew bombs. Neat. Hanging that breaker by Blue takes a 2. Mr. Johnny on the rope. Kicks in the Blue round the black hole. Blue tempo. But Ruby calls on. Her position sinks in a single leg crab. Blue crawls to the bottom rope. Gets there. Sky fall by Blue out of nowhere and gets 2. Blue goes to the top. Ruby tries pulling Blue out into the new future for the win. Thank you. Ruby winner Ruby Soho. This most of the match happened during the PvP. Unfortunately, but we saw it was pretty good. Blue is improving weekly at the week, capable of producing really good matches with talent at Ruby's level. Now we go to match 5, the current main event. Nick Wayne versus Swerve Strickland. Knuckle lock of Swerve. Wayne kicks Swerve off, tries to connect. Strikes, but both men catch nothing by air. Tears and an elbow drunk, elbow back, elbow by Wayne. Bishop is suplex by Wayne with a bridge and two. Wayne hits the rope and now traps him out. Swerve gets us into the apron, but Wayne reverses Hurricane Swerve to the floor. Swerve posts Wayne from the behind, sends into the front row from his mother. Back in the ring, Wayne reverses headlock the back suplex, heads up, but sends to the under apron. Swerve trips Wayne up, super kicks on his face, now hanging from the bottom rope. Swerve hits a running neck break on the floor, chin lock saved by Swerve, a spin punch by Wayne, a stun gun kick. Corkscrew kick in the corner by Wayne, lethal injection, but as a stunner, up and over into a sliced bread. 2 count, Wayne dives up the middle rope, but Swerve catches on shoulders with a pair of back breaks for 2. Swerve sets Wayne up on the top rope, looks for her, I'm not sure, but dive hands out on the ramp to cheer Wayne on. Axe suplex on top, attempt by Swerve, but Wayne counters into an avalanche pulls around. So we got Wayne's World by Wayne, 1, 2. Yep, Swerve gets his blue on the bottom rope last second. Both men top rope. Wayne looks for Avalanche Hurricane Run as Swerve power bombs him all the time. Swerve kick gets a 2.99. Swerve looks to snap the shoulder and does. Aubrey checks on Wayne, but Swerve didn't care. And the driver, there's this one. Yep. Winner Swerve Strickland. This was a match with an injection from the young Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne got a chance to show what he's capable of, but the veteran Swerve uses ruthless as the pulls one. I wonder what would happen. Swerve blows here, but the injection Eric Darby helped everything. Alright, that's the final segment. Don Cass here to announce the 5th member of Team BCC at Bloody Guts. Omega's an ingrate who deserves abuse and counter Punk. Enter King Omega, Kashi, and Moxley. Cut up Omega off. Before he makes it in the ring, here's Pac. Pac is back. All 4 men put the boost on Omega. And Pac gets in the mag. Camp, you had no idea what for. Pac reminded of Omega shot his face. Pac's 5th member. Omega will pay the price. Moxley put a Pac goes off Black Arrow. Huxley tells them to check 5th member. So the 5th member is Elite. Go to Bush, they go to the lead. Pages here. You know, I don't know what to do. But no, we're not. We're not gonna leave the. I guess people at BCC can rage when they prosper. Callous Cupping will never succeed. Mega said all of my memories are down now. He's coming for Callous. Goodbye, good night. That's what Mega said. Here's my thoughts on this whole Dynamite. There's so much that happened on the show. I felt like it was too much. If it makes sense, MJF Cole are over the top entertaining. The BCC Elite give us a new surprise tonight. Next week's Blood Guts to be called something special. Jericho Pony possibly joining Kel's fan and West Cup coming to a close. So much more. People might think AEW has too many shows now, but there's a ton of storylines going on. None of them feel exposed. It takes up tonight. While I would like to see Ibushi in person, the video package work for the segment. Buckle up for next week. So yeah, buckle up for next week. So let's get to the spoilers now. The Rampage spoilers. Alright, it's easy to do this. Dustin Rhodes, Keith Lee defeated Angela Parker, and Matt Menard. Okay, Taya Valkyrie defeated Izzy McQueen. After the match, AEW wins champion Storm, and Stormy came to confront Valkyrie. Valkyrie turned Storm to a telematch of Battle of Belts. Storm ended up accepting the challenge and said she will embarrass Valkyrie in front of her countrymen and family members. Okay, we got Lance Archer defeated Trent Beretta. Nick Roberts was with Archer while Tyler was with Trent after the match. Archer laid out Taylor, challenged international champion Orange Cassidy for a match at Battle of Belts. Archer threatened to kill best friends, and Cassidy didn't come out. Cassidy came out. Archer ended up going over chokes, but Roberts talked him out for saying he wouldn't be able to win the title that way. Then we go to Tonkowski. Kakashi defeated Mileto. So that was spoilers for Rampage. So yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much spoilers for Rampage. So yeah, it's pretty much spoilers for Rampage. So yeah, let's go to ROH now. Okay, let's go to ROH now. ROH. ROH TV includes the Athena, the Embassy in action, 2 established champions with non-title contention or something. Alright, ahead of her Owen Hart Federation tournament, semi-final match for Rampage, yada yada yada. ROH is when champion Athena will be active on tonight's ROH Honor Club. Athena will take on Ava Lawless in an untitled match for face Will Nightingale on Friday. ROH 6-man tag titles, the Mongol Embassy, Ryan Cage, Leon, and Bishop Khan will be in action, as well as Daniel. They take on Daniels, Darius Martin, and Seidel. So Hirsch to his singles match for the first time of the year. He goes 1-on-1 in Bammy Hall. Hirsch returned last year coming from tour ACL. Big Bill takes on Seth Echo after he and Cage were eliminated from the AEW Tag Tournament, eliminated tournament somewhat. The rest of the card match will see Taylor Kingdom Righteous in action. Bonnie starts show by throwing Side on the back. Side calls out Pritnana. Brian catches Brian limited attack loss on Friday's Rampage. On last Friday's Rampage, Cage told Seidel to find some parts. They'll have themselves a 6-man tag. This week's ROH comes from Brandon Center, Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Home of last Saturday's AEW Collision. Ikebani and Kurt Coleman were on call. Pepsico, Big Bill defeats with Pepsico. Bill used his size, strength, managed to shoot Spectacle on the floor. Spectacle came back in the ring. Several strikes for Bane. Bill chased him. Spectacle knocked Bill out the apron. Had dived into the floor. Spectacle went to the top rope, but Bill avoided the dive or tossed the Spectacle with ease. Spectacle sent Bill in the corner with a drop kick. Bill flung away. Bill hung Spectacle on the rope, but booting into the floor. Bill brought Spectacle back to the ring. Put Spectacle with a massive choke slam. Good for him. Victory for Big Bill. Gabani renounced RATB Eliminated Tournament this week. Johnson will wrestle Denise. Shane will wrestle Captain Sean Dean. The winner of this match will wrestle next week. Return Mojo's challenger for Death for Dishonor. On title match, Athena defeated Ava Lawless. Lawless tagged Athena with a slap and forearm for dropping her single blade. Athena Nathan dropped Lawless with a forearm but clubbing on her. Athena locked on a crossface, scored a quick submission win, holding on to the submission after the bell. Match, Athena dropped Lawless first, face first on the belt. The Righteous defeated Evan Rivers. Levi Knight, Mega Allen, Richard Clark. Recently, after jump on starts on representing ability to a suplex. Knight tagging was quick over one by Grayson Dutch. Uno made his way to ringside with a chair that Grayson dropped Knight with a ring. Grayson events to double team Knight, but Knight found a way to tag out to Clark. Clark ran him off for a moment, but Grayson come up with a reach strike. Just ran through the big moves for the finish on Clark with a triple team slam. So yeah, pretty much. After the match, Eva Uno hit Knight with a chair, showing the violent streak the Righteous wanted to see. Backstage, looks in there was Matt Sydal, and announced parties with Big Daniels and Darius Martin. Leah Hirsch defeated Bambi Hall. Hirsch cuffed Hall with a kitchen stick knee, but bring her down with an arm bringer. She tied Hall on ropes before drilling hilarious in the corner. Hirsch clubbered on Hall with quarter cuts. Comeback attempt with a back elbow. Hall hit a corner charge, but Hirsch bought off held his shoulders, hit up German suplex. Hirsch looked on the umpire to score the win. We got the AEW title eliminated tournament. Air Files, Don Kelsey defeated Tony Nese. Nese cut a promo on the crowd saying that nobody like Regina and Machado's on laugh, so he let excuses for all the cost of made his way to the ring. Nese also got caught in the banner ring or not, but flying clubber Castle caught Nese off ropes, hit a big overhead suplex. Castle held control waistline, but Daivari and Sterling took attention, allowing Nese to hook Castle over the ropes for dropping on the clothesline on the floor. Nese dug Castle clothesline, Castle hitting the ring post instead. Nese drop kicked Castle in the corner, but hitting with Steel Hill kick for near fall. Nese dropped Castle on the drop down, but Castle avoided triangle moonsault. Castle ring all the suplexes after some shenanigans. The rest of the athletes and the boys, Castle dropped Nese with a banger ring for the win and move on to next week's tournament finals. We go to another one, none of the tournaments, semifinal shit. Dean had a stick move with strategy with Taylor, which worked well until Taylor moved into the mat with forearm. Taylor battered Dean heavy straight, heavy body for hooking him up to the bear hug. Dean fought out and avoided a corner charge before rocking Taylor with a jumping knee. Taylor caught Dean with a ring, but they moved all the way a speck of road splash. Dean caught Taylor with a butterfly knees. He went to the top rope, but Taylor got the knees up of the splash. Taylor chucked trash, allowing Dean to fight back. Taylor dropped Dean with a headbutt, scored the win on a knockout elbow shot. Next week on Irish TV, Dylan McCallum vs. Shane Taylor with a shot at the TV title, Death Before Dishonor on the line. We got Kingdom defeating the boys. Tavian started with Brent knocking down a suplex. Tavian started talking trash for dropping Brent, then heel kick. Then Brandon tagged in with and controlling Brandon chops for dropping forearms. That Kingdom hit a taunting combo for a near fall surprise kick out. Bennett caught Brandon at camera lock, but Brandon got to the rope. Brandon made the tag. Brandon went while the Kingdom boys fence and dropped it. And we understand that Brandon taking Brandon down. And then down a double 18 neck breaker. Bennett cut off another double team move for dropping Bennett with a DVD. They hit the Rockstar Supernova and Brendan for the win. The Bug Embassy defeated Chris Daniels, Darius Martin, and Next Side Out. Well, I saw there was a match at Mike Briscoe current title match, but just far was off due to injury for Briscoe. So that leaves us 8 days before was a match booked for the show. Honestly, this was a complete waste of build. TPP build. What were they thinking? Giving time heat up. Diamond Hirsch build over past winning weeks where the paper right in the corner. Then we're booked for it. I don't know what way. I'm confident we'll pull a good cover for the show tonight. Well, this weekly show mine is behind a paywall. Feels like a complete waste of my time. So, Record Buying ran the cards for this week's Rampage Collision. It would be nice if they ran out a card for Death for the Sun, but you need some matches to talk about for that to happen. Dance and Khan shot for Dance pulling Khan in the quarter. Side down Martin. Cena keeping Khan off. And Khan tagging Leon. He hit Rose dive on Giants to tag in. Leona caught Daniels at Papa's on a jump. Okay, so that's flying. Daniels caught Leona caught up with country with the embassy in that corner. Okay, that's Martin. Martin ran wild. Bessie team falling combo but broke out a cage. Cage caught Martin. Saito ran like wild on Cage, right? Constant Saito down. He suffered. Fall. Yeah, Hurricane for near fall. Saito caught Cage with a knee on the babyface run wild. Saito hit a meteor for your fall. That pump broke up. Things broke down. Pierce 6 barrel for Cage. Saito were alone. Saito caught Cage inside cradle. Cage kicked down, dropped him in a spinning lariat. Cage scored with the winner screwdriver for the victory. And honestly, that was Ring of Honor, Well, my thoughts on Ring of Honor was it was pretty much a good show, regardless how, Sunday how it is what it is, It didn't look good, there were a lot of issues, honestly, basically, my thoughts that it was okay. ROH this week was okay, regardless how bad the pay-per-views didn't do great. Empty build, no build, so that's my thoughts on ROH. Let's go straight to Rampage. I mean Collision. Let's go straight to Collision. Next, after that, we'll do wrestling news. All right, cool. Here's Collision and some bonus Battle of the Belts. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay. Welcome. Let me try. Sorry, welcome to our recap of Collision and Battle of the Belts 7 on July 15th. Last night at Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, AEW put two shows back to back this week. So 3 hours of wrestling Saturday instead of the usual 2. 3 titles on the line. The BOTB Special Territory Store, which is here to defend their respective champions. We also saw the finals of the Owen Hart Corp tournament for both men's and women's brackets. Let's see what happened to Superside 90 action. FTR versus Bullet Club Gold. AEW Tag Belts. Okay. Export Hardware cash kick out 3 hour special by AEW will tag titles against Jay White and Ross and Charles Lee. Fall match. They took their time getting to going. Both teams taunted each other, gave some mind game. Physicality 10 minutes in the show. Once again, Russian kicked the high gear. Long match, they paced themselves by quick sequence wrestles at double T moves. Bridgeblade scored the first fall versus team. My Wheeler is finishing again the pin. The crowd erupted. Counting 3, so both teams clearly had the supporters. The middle of the team match was about BCG controlling the pin. They struggled to make comeback. The challenger had Wheeler isolate. Time for LA made the hot dive first. What? Here was other people team. The close pin challenge for FTR for the win. One fall lead by hitting Robinson in the shadow machine. A time for Bracey Hall format fighting around the ring. Complete analysis that all hell has broke loose. Start commercial. Howard White even spell over the barricade. The crowd 1 point. Both teams brought their best to the match. Made Curly Harper won the lock and follow the performance. AEW gained the first out of Collision. Used every hour made a fantastic show and fans in Calgary. The ring announcer told there only 5 minutes left. Both teams looked worn out after their respective arsenal. Wheeler Hartwood locked them both men in a sharpshooter at the same time. The Canadian fans, they couldn't keep the whole lockdown. However, they able to put Juice and Shusher with baton to get the submission and win the match with barely any time left on the clock. FTR wins. No more most observations. Robson traded a lot of pants. He's been wearing for some trunks this week. It's all that felt a little less unhinged. The way FTR celebrated early in the match was hilarious. Their Owen Hart fan tribute trucks for their touch too. Howard talking just grabbing top rope while he had White in the animal stretch. A fun match between them. The way Robson sold a chop for the Hart was like hit by a baseball was awesome. That was awesome. Kevin Kelly was in Japan for G1 Climax tournament. Case Wine and Kobani was a commentary set. There was a couple of mirror falls. Wheeler was supposed to break up, but Doc supported a kick out because Wheeler was going to be late breaking them up. FTR clothesline, sunset, flip combo was a cool spot. White Tee sweet shit music for Lucky the Sharpshooter. Calgary was top level trolling. Yeah, pretty much it was a great matchup to start the show. Sui Soho versus Willow Nightingale. Finals in the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament took place where Ruby took out Willow in the second match of the night. Willow established her dominance right away by overpowering Soho multiple times, knocking her down with an easy shoulder tackle. This was a competitive match when Soho found her footing, figured out how to combat Nightingale's power. She was getting a lot of dives, but managed to put a realistic fight style offense. She was trying to take a shortcut, had a Willow. Their spray can make the effort like she was going to cheat. Soho the poker in the eye. No, Willow hit her with a pound, followed by a huge powerbomb and get the pin and win the tournament. Tony Khan came out the crowd cheering Willow as she posed with a belt and trophy on the stage, which was well done. It would have been hard for anyone to follow the tag match, but they did a good job making this match feel important. Winner, Willow Nightingale. So yeah, notable moments and observations. Both women had pink and black tribute gear for the match. The way Willow tossed the portal will work real well. Heel 2 returns. It's going to be fun. Willow hits a nice insecurity. She also has a party power shot that was a clear reference to the British Bulldog. We got Kings of Black Throne versus two jobbers. Malachi Brody versus the House of Black this week in a tag team match against two local talents. This was a wrestling equivalent watching a Lion Tour Prey. Ilkel Black King could have won in time, but they want to show for that. Once they had decided they were tired of playing their food, Kings of Black Throne scored an easy win, and Hero came out with the top black. The match was ending. This was longer than the standard gouache, but not by much. Kings of Black Throne won. Good for them. Now we go to CM Punk versus Ricky Starks. The main event collision portion of the show was the men's finals that won her cup between Punk and Starks. The bell rang, Lee locked up so they could start trading wrist-lock counters. The crowd chanted for both men and around ringside was on their feet. Can't see the trade takedowns and counters. Punk Starks keep things simple during a few minutes of the match. The focus on chain wrestling, the crowd calmed down a bit. Every time Starks got the better of the Sega City Savior grew more upset. They'll be upset. They slowly ramped up physical throughout each of 3 segments they were given. Punk playing the blues and kept taunting the crowd. Starks thrilled with spear that set about his ring. Tried a second spear, but Punk grabbed into a guillotine. Starks barely reached the rope, his foot to force a break. They ended up trading pinning combination until Starks failed to get a pin with help for the ring rope. This was a good way to finish this because it was going to give Punk ammunition to complain while Starks gets the biggest win of his career. Alright, winner Ricky Starks. Moments and observations. The response to Punk was very mixed. Both sides were allowed their cheers and jeers. Match progress. Chicago more fans turned against Punk. Starks had a great time with counters. Little times that makes match more entertaining while most people were even realizing. There's a mean moment on stage where Starks taking the trophy from just to duck at life. Yeah. Moment. Weird moment. Alright, now we go to Battle of the Belts. Orange Cassidy versus Lance Archer, International title. First of the 3 title matches on Battle of the Belts. 7 Cassidy versus Archer for the International Champion. Subjectively, Archer destroyed Cassidy until he made a comeback. His unique style offense, style offense. They fought at ringside, even got a few security guards involved in action. Archer used to have a shorter match than AEW, but he has established a good reputation as a worker in New Japan and other places, so there's no surprise that AEW was able to keep this match interesting as long as they did. Surprise, the match ended in a count-out win when Cassidy barely beat the clock into the ring, and Archer brawled on the apron. Counter wins are rarely entertaining, but in some about Cass's character makes it work. This character protects Archer too, so it works for everyone. Here's some observation moments. Eric Roberts getting annoyed with Cassie playing mind games was hilarious. Archer exploded out of the pile of security guards was a funny moment. The counter Archer used for Archer punch was amazing. The way he pulled Cassie back up a second elbow strike was good. Due to DDT while staring right at Jake, the stake was a great moment. Tony Storm with the title Valkyrie with his title. At the short promo for the claim about accepting QTV's challenge and wanted to pursue the trio titles again. Tony Storm put the AEW with his title against Valkyrie. Storm rushed Valkyrie to the ball race, started beating out a recorder. The challenger fired back. Quarters shot first to chop the Storm ring with Soho. Hey, had the upper hand. He instantly cut out. So after the short cover break, we returned after to see a short clip of Judy's Hart match for Rampage. The show came back. It combined me and joke about the weather affected the feed during the Tony Storm match. So to me, it feels unfair to talk about the match and get the full experience. It's an unfortunate thing that something happened, science happened on live TV. Honestly, it's surprised it doesn't happen more often. Humans are dumb. We make mistakes all the time. They were nearly confirmed who win, but since AEW announced the title change on social media, it can seem that Storm retained or they called off the match. So, guys, we got a great reaction from our fellow Canadians. It's kind of weird that Soul didn't have anyone on cast winner in our match against Will earlier, but that's somebody few will care about. So the final match of the night is Luchasaurus versus Spawn Spears. It was for the TNT champion between Luchasaurus and Spawn Spears as usual. Christian Cage was there to hold the belt like he was told. The match started less than 10 minutes left in the broadcast, so they were going to get a marathon. This is more of a sprint. Spears made a comeback in a break. Cage placed on the right side. It was stopped when Luchasaurus chokeslammed through a table in a sidescape area. Despite almost winning some help for a chair, Spears ultimately came up short against the living dinosaur. Luchasaurus hit a huge clothesline and a backup start. Spears head for the win. Winner Luchasaurus. More for moments of observation. Spears had such cool entrance when he first got to AEW. He should have used that again. It would have got over well. I'm proud of with working as a babyface now. Scorpio Sky was shown for watching backstage. They finally showed us the story when they heard match was a brief clip as the main event was over. So here's my final thoughts on both Collision and Battle of the Belts. While a couple of belts showed short for one reason, this was an easy 3 hours of pro wrestling watching on Saturday. FTR vs. Bullcock Glow was definitely the match of the night. May have stole the whole week. All four men should be proud of what they did with the performance. Both final matches in the Owen Hart Cup tournament featured some of the great action and best outcomes for everyone involved. Battle of the Belts portion of the show was fun, but none of the titles like every day were changing hands at this point. It would be a nice way to cap out everything if someone won a championship. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Collision and Battle of the Belts. So let's go straight to the wrestling news now. Alright, let's go to the wrestling news. Okay. Starting with PW Insider reports that Brian Pillman Jr. and AEW contract expired, no longer with the company. In my opinion, honestly, I wouldn't mind an Impact. Like, put over the design. Well, recently he did a song in WWE, so anything can happen. There was some news going on that AEW Warner Bros. Deal. Reports that sources with Warner said the deep talks with AEW television extension deal and the announcement could be made in summer or fall. WDD told Fightful they've been happy with AEW, especially the flexibility of private ad interacting shows, providing different kinds of content, working around the preamps and network changes. As of now, WBD is still having no interest on airing ROH. Fightful adds that WBD has plenty to say and influence on AEW programming when it comes to crossovers. Talent are on feature. Regarding broadcasting All In, it has been as discussed in talks. WDD, whatever Discovery also told Fightful there would be a huge money increase for AEW. I look at things looking now. So yeah, it is a good thing for AEW, whatever Discovery, the Max and stuff. So yeah, pretty much content. So let's put aside the news for real. Let's talk about Joe Gacy. I watched Ghost Gacy's WWE 2K23 entrance, and I remember for a while he was the only person in his team. I made sure to keep up it because I actually enjoyed his SJW gimmick and his cult leader gimmick. I enjoyed his. I looked him up in CW this time. Made me wonder why this dude is in a bigger deal in NXT. But as I finished watching it up, I realized he was very similar to Bray Wyatt, and the Wyatt family is probably never going to get over well with similar fate. To me, it made me sad, but hey, yeah, just push Joe Gacy, get GYV their release, and just push Gacy. He's the only one in NXT I have interest in. So yeah, push Joe Gacy, get into the main roster, do something like similar to Bray, like put him with Bray. It'd be the magic. Okay. New Japan Pro Wrestling this week announced they will hold Fighting Spirit Unleashed event on October 28th from Sands Town, Las Vegas, Nevada. So New Japan previously held Fighting Spirit Unleashed event in Los Angeles, California on August 21st. That was last year. Yeah, this year it's going to be different, but it's still the same thing. Like Las Vegas is big. Okay. Now, let's look up AEW's organized list of bad moves and spots that recover approved by coaches and medical staff. So, FIFA Select has reported that a document has been distributed regarding wrestling fans' safety in the promotion. Multiple individuals have already confirmed the documents are legitimate, but talents have stated have not yet seen it. Talents includes protocols that were reportedly developed by AEW medical team, coaches, and referees in order to protect the talent and crew and fans. The document noted a desire to minimize risk without promises of talent and the ability to creative. Moves that outright bland per document include chair shots to the head, shots to the back of the head, turnbuckles to the power bombs, line moves backwards to turnbuckles. Rinsing, repulses, laser cells, blading the crowd, weapons, projectiles in the crowd. Oh, I'm sorry. Taking drinks or pushing guests in the crowd or physical contact with the crowd. The reports said positions are in natural positions following concussion. Additionally, 5 noted sources for nothing with blood on it should be thrown into crowd either. Okay. Based on the document appears only had bad moves, turnbuckle powerbomb observation of it. So yeah, it's reasonable. The incident of wrestling taking a drink from a crowd appears to result in MJF throwing a drink onto the drunk fan during the match at AEW Revolution. Well, yeah, it makes sense. More recently, Bryan Danielson had an incident of selling a fang seizure during a match. Yeah, that's true. The document also speaks spots are still permitted, but will require approval by the medical office and coaches who are assigned to the match. FIFA notes that the list was not comprehensive. It could be adjusted by the medical, legal, and coaching staff. As the spots approved, they reported had to perform in accordance with the safety protocols that are in place. The list noted that following moves that needed to be approved by a coach. So following moves, instance not permitted, will require approval of the match in the centering. Spots, bumps on the ring apron outside. Table out chair spots out of the ring, only allowed padding. Any elevated spots out of the barricade, dies, ladder spots on stage or on the arena. Place outside. Unapologetic type of separation includes sit-down drivers, inverted poison hurricane, inverted bakers, high-risk dives at top rope, boobs, 450, 630, moonsault speed, etc. Bleeding, certain not just bleeding. Throwing people through over ring tops, ring steps, commentary table, bell table, guardrail, barricade, weapon usage, chairs, pipes, candlesticks, hammers, ring bells, bash chain, title belts, thumbtacks, skewers, barbed wire, other sharp objects, powders, aerosprays, or liquids. Okay. Throwing any weapons or object chairs, etc. And weapon or hanging spots, injury spots, angles where the medical involved call to the ring, any physical in the crowd or crowd brawling and physical involving referees, managers, extras, celebrities, or special guests. It's also not a document that provides in advance the necessary parties with a creative stunt spot to be hateful so they can plan to perform as safely as possible. Talents are part courage to be the coach of talent relations to legal team is already possible to plan some spots, such as spots One talent spoke to Fightful said the new plan was a positive move so it could help streamline AEW programming, avoid reputation of certain moves in general. It also encouraged more athletic spots at talent cable. Initially, that new stretches could help install the authority of AEW's coaches, also help production team prepare for big spots. Fightful also notes that most of the talent agreed that it was necessary to tighten the screws of the company and it continues to grow. So yeah, that was the list, and it's pretty much it's fine. Honestly, it's fine if you think about it, but yeah, it's pretty much it's fine. So yeah, this is AgostoAllElite Podcast. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.